What's a scam that's become so normalized that we don't even realize it's a scam anymore? I'll go first. Student loan.
So I'm not going to say it. I'm going to show all the data and trust that you'll be able to figure out what the scam is. And I'm going to start really obvious right off the bat and then give some supporting evidence. Headline 1, married men live longer, have better sex, and make more money. That's compared to unmarried men. Single women live longer and are happier. Women and girls are more likely to be unalived by their intimate partner. Despite making up a small fraction of overall homicides, they account for 58% of intimate partner-related homicides. Even when women work outside of the home, they're more likely to take on household tasks, creating what's known as invisible labor. Bars in green are tasks that women are more likely to report doing. The only tasks that men are more likely to report doing in marriage is making decisions about savings and investments, keeping the car in good condition, and yard work. One of these choices definitely disadvantages women. It's the financial one. The burden of providing childcare, cleaning, cooking, and making sure everyone is happy and healthy falls primarily on women's shoulders. On average, women are doing almost 40% more than men when it comes to domestic work. One reason that this may occur is because of something that us psychologists call weaponized incompetence. Basically, the other partner attempts to do this work and intentionally does it poorly, knowing that that will get them off the hook of doing it in the future. It then becomes just easier to do myself, and then women end up taking on that burden. It's a tactic used primarily by men in heterosexual relationships to avoid equitable division of labor. Heterosexual married men are healthier than unmarried men. This may be because within heterosexual relationships, women are more likely to be positioned as the health experts. Women do more work to monitor and improve their spouse's health habits than do men within heterosexual marriages. And heterosexual men are more likely to ignore their own physical symptoms. And this is probably one reason why heterosexual married men live longest. Because women's are there looking out for them. And lastly, heterosexual men orgasm the most. Heterosexual women orgasm the least. And lesbian women orgasm the most of lesbian, bisexual, and straight women. This scam is so integrated into daily life. Marriage is seen as the ultimate goal, but it's a goal that was set by men because it benefits them. It's usually not what us women deem to be success. I don't want to take care of someone. I don't want to have shitty sex. I don't want to do twice my household labor, all while earning less than my male counterpart. But for men, that serves the utmost highest advantage. They get to go off and be successful in their career because they basically have a live-in maid who cares for every aspect of them, including monitoring their physical health, making sure they feel good in bed, cooking their meals, planning their vacations, planning everything, except for the finances, because that's for men. Silly women can't do math. They can't add numbers. They're too emotional to deal with stocks. Scam!
What's a scam that's become so normalized that we don't even realize it's a scam anymore?
Giving 2 weeks notice if you're leaving your job. Do they give you a 2 weeks notice if they're gonna fire you? No. There's no loyalty. We owe them nothing.
What's a scam that's become so normalized that we don't even realize it's a scam anymore?
2-week notices. Unless it's in like a written contract, you do not need to give a 2-week notice to quit a job. It is not your responsibility as the employee to make sure the employer has enough coverage to run whatever business it is. While it's nice and considerate to make sure that like they have enough time to hire somebody new and train them, it's not your fucking responsibility. The idea of a 2-week notice is especially frustrating when it comes from like an employer who pays you minimum wage and just doesn't care about you at all. They'll treat you like shit for not even a livable wage and then get mad at you if you just quit. Because, now they have to find someone else that they can exploit. I think it puts so much more stress and pressure on the person as well, because now not only are you quitting, but you have to stay at that place for an extra 2 weeks after you told everyone you're leaving. So while yes, it is nice to give a 2-week notice, especially so you don't fuck over your coworkers, it is not required.
What's a scam that's become so normalized that we don't even realize it's a scam anymore?
The fucking Supreme Court. Not only do you have zero direct say on who gets to be on it, there are no term limits. These old fucks could be shitting in their diapers and you'd still have to do what they say. Oh, but isn't saying that ageist? Yes! Fuck old people. They don't know how to check their email. You're gonna let them run government? Fuck them. They got Candy Crush, they'll be fine.
What's a scam that's become so normalized that we don't even realize it's a scam anymore?
Men's haircuts, Men's haircuts, $60+. Bro, let me tell you something. I wouldn't care if the blades on them clippers were made out of Black Panther claws, top-notch vibranium. I'm not paying you $60+ for a haircut. And then half of you just raising your prices because that's what everybody else doing. You charging $60+, but you got $35 skills. No, sir. I'm not going to do it. I don't want to hear nobody about inflation. I don't want to hear nobody about inflection. You could be Inception. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe it's Inception. Maybe we in a dream. Maybe we in a dream within a dream within a dream. Gotta be, because you got me fucked up 3 times. If you think I'm going to pay $60+ for a haircut, and I don't care nothing about your the complimentary water, cut my hair. I don't care nothing about the newest little scalp cream that comes from the secretions of a beaver that lives at the foothills in the Appalachian Mountains. I don't care about none of that shit. Cut my hair. I'm not paying you no $60+ for no haircut.
What's a scam that's become so normalized that we don't even realize it's a scam anymore?
Having anxiety. No, everyone's not talking about me. I'm not gonna pass out and die right here. The stove isn't on. I'm breathing just fine.
What's a scam that's become so normalized that we don't even realize it's a scam anymore?
The family unit in a neighborhood, right? Because the family unit is the wrong scope for a neighborhood. Why does each family unit have a lawnmower? It's so they can sell more lawnmowers. There's too many lawnmowers on your street, you know? There's a few exceptions to this rule. This video isn't about you. You're probably doing mutual aid already. You're not even on TikTok if you have that kind of awareness. I'm in a community right now. A lot of people are like, I'm not in a community, I'm in a family unit. No, you can't actually opt out of being in a community. You're just a shitty member of your community because you're over-focused on these 3 people in this one building and your lawnmower that just sits there gathering dust 167 hours out of the week. You bust it out, it's shiny. Maybe it's as cool as your neighbors. Maybe you need to buy another one to beat them, you know? You could have had like a whole grill out with the money you could have saved if you could have figured out how to share a mower.
What's a scam that's become so normalized that we don't even realize it's a scam anymore? I'll go first. Student
mortgage. The whole idea of you paying off $200,000, $300,000 for about 30 to 40 years. Once it's paid off, you still owe the city taxes on it on top of that. And for some odd reason, if you have a financial downfall, you still have to pay the city the taxes. But if you're unable to pay those taxes, the city can come in and take your house after paying off that house. It's a scam. It's an entire scam.
What's a scam that's become so normalized that we don't even realize it's a scam anymore?
You know when you're shopping at like a big store, like a Walmart or anything like that, and at the end of the transaction, they say, hey, do you want to round up your change or donate $1 to a said charity? And most people are just like, yeah. Well, what they don't tell you is this company's already donated this money to this charity, okay? And they got a tax break for it. Now, what they're doing is they're taking your money and using that to reimburse themselves for the money that they donated. So essentially what ends up happening is they really don't donate any of their money. They donate your money and they get a tax break for it. So next time you could just donate the money to the charity yourself and get your own tax break.
What's a scam that's become so normalized that we don't even realize it's a scam anymore?
Weddings. This is out of control. We need to stop paying so much money for weddings. People want $50,000 to rent their restaurant out and some chairs. The fuck out of here. And then being in a wedding, the bachelorette, the shower, $250 for a bridesmaid's dress. It's really getting out of control. It's a scam. We need to reel it in.
What's a scam that's become so normalized that we don't even realize it's a scam anymore?
Here's one for you. It's a place called church. There are really churches out here telling people, come here to hear from God, and then have the audacity to ask you for money to pay their bills.
What's a scam that's become so normalized that we don't even realize it's a scam anymore?
I might shake the room with this one, but sleeping. The 8-hour sleep cycle that we have, yeah, it's a scam. Hi, my name is Robin. I'm your local sleep expert. So yes, sleeping is actually a scam. Well, I should say it's been ingrained into our society so that we run on a capitalistic sleeping schedule. We didn't used to abide by the 8-hour sleeping schedule. We used to actually have 2 sleeps. They were called first sleep and second sleep. And basically you would wake up at, dawn or sunrise or whatever, and you would do most of your work, or if not all of your work, for the first half of your day. And then around noon or lunchtime is when you would take your lunch and then probably go for your second sleep, which is just another regenerative period for your body to restore the energy that you've used up previously. So by the time you wake up around like 3 or 4 o'clock, you're ready to go about the rest of your day, if not preparing lunch, hanging out with family, or just doing whatever. The 9-to-5 working system we have here in our capitalistic society has made it so that we don't effectively get as much sleep as we need. And y'all need to sleep more.
What's a scam that's become so normalized that we don't even realize it's a scam anymore?
Any DIY skincare, unless you are a smoothie, a banana does not belong on your face. Any product that says it's going to change your anatomy, that's not going to work, because a serum does not equate to a sandblaster or a scalpel. It's not going to change the structure of your face. Anything that makes your face too hot, like a steamer, or too cold, that's not going to work, because guess what? You're warm-blooded and it's not going to do anything long-term. The vast majority of beauty devices on the market, I don't care if it has a little bit of radio frequency or it is a tool that basically looks like it's going to blast you off into another dimension, odds are it has a more likelihood to do that than it does to do anything for your skin. DIY sunscreen, I mean, I don't know what's wrong with people. There's going to be no sun protection from that. The vast majority of things that say they're going to regrow your hair, unless it's minoxidil, finasteride, or a very well-studied supplement, not going to do anything for you. And don't even get me started on face yoga. All of this are scams.
What's a scam that's become so normalized that we don't even realize it's a scam anymore?
Diets, diet culture, dare I say, clean eating and healthy eating, because yes, orthorexia is an eating disorder. Over 80% of diets fail, maybe even up to 95% if we're being really, really honest. And all diets are doing are promoting disordered eating and restriction. And they're all the same, by the way. So what started as low carb went to Atkins, went to keto, and it's all just feeding on people's insecurity and setting us up for failure over and over and over again. It's the biggest fucking scam.